I was impressed with that move you pulled. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's G, it's Double MD, the undefeated, undisputed YouTube champion. That's right, it's the Maverick, Mark Daniels, here with yet another Pokemon tier list. Now, it has been a while since I've recorded one of these. I believe I've published some somewhat recently. Those were all recorded in January, all those generation tier lists, the Pokemon video game tier list, etc., etc. So we have done quite a few tier lists. I'll put a link to the playlist of the Pokemon tier list in the description below if you want to check them out. But it's pretty simple. I mean, I think tier lists are pretty self-explanatory. We have different tiers here. We have 6. We have, of course, God tier, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop. We have Amazing, which are, pretty high tier, pretty good, amazing Pokemon. We have the Great tier. They're great, above average, okay, average, not so okay. You got the below average. And then, of course, Gabador, the bottom of the barrel, the gunk that you find at the bottom of your shoe goes in the Gabador tier. Now, of course, I will say that I do love all Pokemon. Well, besides Tranquil, which is the most disgusting Pokemon I've ever seen in my life. But I do love all Pokemon, so even though some of these Pokemon will go into the Garbodor tier, doesn't mean I think they're terrible Pokemon. They're just the bottom of the barrel. Also, as this is a tier list, I always like to do a quick disclaimer. These are just my opinions. They're not facts. You may disagree, and you probably will disagree because no one ever agrees completely on a tier list because it's all it's just what I like. You like what you like. I like what I like. So no big deal there. So just it'll be all right. If I put your favorite Pokemon in the Garbodor tier, it'll be okay. So anyways, let's get started. So I decided to steal Pokemon first because this is kind of bridging a gap between the uploads of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and then the DLC or the expansion pack for Pokemon Sword. Call it an expansion. It's expansion pack, I guess. It is an expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Isle of Armor. So when I think of armor, I'm thinking of like a steel-plated armor, steel type Pokemon. That's how I came to the conclusion of which type to pick here. So we're choosing steel type. So I know immediately some of my favorite steel type Pokemon. We'll just go in the order that they have them here. I will put a link to the tier list in the description below as well. So we have Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Sandslash here. We'll put Alolan Sandshrew. I do like the aesthetic. I should also mention that this isn't like competitiveness, Pokemon competitive scene or anything like that. This is just based on pretty much pure aesthetics, really. Pokemon that I personally physically like, or also, just think looks cool, or have some sort of a connection to. You get the idea. And also, as I mentioned in all of these, there won't be like half the list in God tier, half the list in Amazing tier. We don't do that here because I think that's bullcrap, and I think that's not a real tier list when you do stuff like that. Anywho, Alolan Sandshrew, and we'll put you in the okay for now. I like Alolan Sandshrew. At the end, we'll move things around because there might be too many in one tier, and we'll move them up or down, kind of depending where they place. And I will put my more favorable ones on the left side, and then the least favorable on the right side, if that makes sense. We're going to put a little Sandslash in Great, because I do think it's a great looking Pokemon. Very cool Pokemon. I'm not crazy about Alolan Diglett and Dugtrio. I do think they're funny. I think it's a nice little comedy Pokemon. But it's not something that I would ever put on my team, unless I'm doing kind of like a meme team or something. So I'm gonna put Diglett in the Garbodor. Wow, our first Garbodor already. And I'm gonna put this and then not so okay, just because I like the hair, makes it makes it really goofy. Nothing wrong with it. I do like both of them. I just compared to these other Pokemon, they're gonna be down on the more bottom tiers here. Magnemite we're gonna put in okay as well. I'd put Magnemite right about there, and then Magneton. I mean, I really can't put Magneton higher than Magnemite, really, right? Like, I mean, not much higher. Like, I can't put this in Amazing and put this in okay. That wouldn't really work, 'cause it's basically the same Pokemon, just 3 of them. Fair enough. Fortress. Amazing. I love Fortress. I think aesthetically, I just think it's a cool Pokemon. It's a nice, just a really cool Pokemon. I really like Pineco. So, Pineco evolves into Fortress. Now, of course, its weakness to fire. It's 4 times weakness to fire, always holds it back, but still just a fun Pokemon to use and just a cool Pokemon in general. Steelix will also go in Amazing. I'm going to put it ahead of Fortress. Yeah, I'll put it ahead of Fortress. Again, just a cool Pokemon. Nothing really more to add. I want to put Mega Steelix, which looks basically the same, just slightly below Steelix, just 'cause I think Steelix itself looks. No, I like Mega Steelix. This picture doesn't really do it justice. I think Mega Steelix looks pretty cool. We'll put you there. Scizor, God tier, has to go there. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the Mega. I mean, it looks virtually the same-ish, but I mean, it has a bunch more stuff going on. I'm gonna put this is gonna be kind of weird, even though especially as I just said something about the Magnemite, but I think in this case it's justified, because I do think that there's enough difference here that I just like the Scizor design better than the Mega Scizor design. One of the few instances where I like the normal Pokemon, the standalone versus the Mega more. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen again a little bit later on when we get to Metagross, which may also be kind of a little weird. But I just like Scizor the way it is. I think the Mega one, it looks cool, but I just like the regular Scizor design better. Skarmory goes into God tier as well. Again, aesthetically, love Skarmory. I think it's a really cool looking Pokemon. Nothing really much more to add there. Mawile and Mega Mawile. I do like Mega Mawile more than I like Mawile for sure. I want to put Mawile in okay. Yes, more than a Alolan Sandshrew. And I'm going to put the Mega. I want to go up to Great because I think it's a really cool looking Mega Pokemon. I love the Venus, like the fly trap looking thing. Like the design looks really cool with the outfit that it has going on. It looks really cool. Aron, Lairon, and Aggron. Then of course Mega Aggron. We'll put Aron. And then not so okay, just because we got to fill some of these lower tiers. I do like Aron, but you know what? Do I like it? This is where things start to get tough. And again, we'll move stuff around later on as we go. Do I like Magnemite more than I like Aron? I don't. I think I do actually. I think I do. I want to keep Aron here higher than Alolan Dugtrio, I think. Lairon will go in the great, very cool looking design Pokemon. They could have made that the final evolution. I would have been fine with it. But of course, they didn't. There's still Aggron, which has to go in the God tier as well, above Skarmory. And we'll put the Mega right up there with it. Again, I think I like the regular design of Aggron more than the Mega, but the Mega one's still pretty cool, and we'll put it in the God tier. It might be the only Mega that makes it the God tier, actually. No, because Lucario exists. Ooh, Lucario exists. Yeah, there's going to be a few more going up here. We might have to move some down. We'll see. We'll see. Beldum, Metang, Metagross, and of course, Mega Metagross. Big fan of Metagross. Easily my favorite Steel type Pokemon. Right next to Scizor, these two very cool Pokemon. Aggron's up there. Skarmory might get moved down to Amazing. We'll see how things go. Because I don't want to have too many Pokemon up here. But I love the fact we're just gonna do it now. What it is, the Megas really take up too much space up here. Because like I can't put Aggron up here, but not really the Mega, because they look virtually the same. He's just a little bit more bulkier. I don't know. We're just gonna move Skarmory down to Amazing. I think that's fair. Beldum, put you in okay. Metang, we're gonna put you in okay as well. That looks about right. Mega Metagross, I'm gonna put in. I know it's the same Pokemon, right? I just don't like the way I don't like its pose. I just think regular Metagross looks so much better. I want to put at the bottom of Amazing for now. Registeel is actually a really cool Pokemon. I'm gonna put it in Great. I'm gonna go. I'm having a hard time deciding what my order to be here. I want to move you down, move you up one. I like that. Jirachi is a cool Pokemon. I'm gonna put it in Great as well. Right above Sandslash. Right below Reggie for now. Empoleon is a cool Pokemon. I think it's also going to go in Great. And I think it's going to go above Registeel. Yeah, Registeel. I like Shieldon. I think Shieldon's a very cute Pokemon. I'm going to put it in the OK tier. And I'm going to put Bastion. I'm going to put it in the not so okay. I think Shieldon looks so much cuter than this Pokemon. This one looks kind of gross. I don't dislike it. I just think this could have evolved into something a little bit cooler. Wormadam, we're gonna put you in the Garbodor tier. Not a huge fan of Wormadam or shoot. who evolves into him? I'm picturing it in my head. He's a little Pineco looking guy. And I can't think of its name. Starts with a B, right? Who cares? Not a fan of him. Bronzar and Bronzong also going to go in the Garbodor. Never been a fan of these guys. I'll put Bronzong at top. We'll put you down here. Never really been a big fan of this evolution, really. It's not like it's a terrible Pokemon. Um, just not a massive fan. Lucario has to go God tier as well as Mega. Um, just a cool Pokemon. In fact, I put him above Aggron, I think, personally. Though, if you had a tier list that had Aggron above Lucario, would be fine with it. I get it. Very cool Pokemon indeed. We have Magnezone, who I really like aesthetically. I'm going to put it in the great tier. In fact, I think I like it more than Registeel personally. Probopass, another comedy Pokemon, but I think this one I like just a little bit more. We're going to put in the not so okay tier though. Probably the top of it. Wow, there's still so many cool Pokemon here. I hate this. I hate this so much. Dogga has to go God tier. Just a cool Pokemon. Heatran has grown on me a lot, but I'm not gonna put it in God tier. I'm gonna put it in the amazing tier. Right here. Right here is probably where it's gonna go. We have Steel type Arceus. I mean, it's a god. It's the god of Pokemon. So it's gotta go in the God tier, right? It's not though. It's gonna go in the. I mean, it's weird. Like I'd rather not even put Arceus on this list at all, but I get it. It does have the Steel plate, so it turns into a Steel type. I'm gonna put it in the okay tier. I'm not. I have some Arceus plushes behind me, but I'm not like a massive Arceus fan. Like I like Arceus, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna put it behind Mawile. It's okay. Excadrill's a cool Pokemon. I'm gonna put it in the okay tier as well. I think. Whoop. Togedemaru kind of jumping in line here. We'll put Excadrill in the great tier. Togedemaru, it's a fine Pokemon, but we're gonna put it in the not so okay. We'll put it above Probopass. Excavalier, I think it's a cool Pokemon for sure. I want to put it above Magneton, I think. Ferroseed, we'll put it in the not so okay. No problem with Ferroseed. Ferroseed's fine. Um, just not super crazy about it. But I do like Ferrothorn quite a bit. We're gonna put it in the great tier, and I do think I want it at the bottom of great there. So we have Kling Clang and Kling Clank. Again, not a huge fan of this Pokemon. I think for the same reason as Bronzor and Bronzong, I'm just gonna put them at the Garbodor tier, all of them. But I do think I like Bronzong more than I like them. Burmy. Burmy's a Pokemon that digivolves. Wow, evolves into him. We have Pawniard and Bisharp. Big fan of Bisharp. Reminds me of Proto Man, and everyone knows I love Proto Man. But you know what? I don't think it quite makes the amazing tier. I think it's gonna go right about here. I think it goes right about there. Pawniard, I think, can also go right about in that tier because it's a really cool Pokemon. Do I put it in the top of okay? Do I like it more or less than Ferrothorn? Let me think about this for a minute. I think I like Ferrothorn more. Yeah, so we're gonna put it right in okay. Durant, I'm not crazy about it. We'll put it in not so okay, and I think we'll put it above Probopass, but behind Ferroseed. Cobalion, I think, is a pretty cool Pokemon. I do think it's a cool Pokemon. How's the tier list looking on the OBS? Looks good. Okay. I don't think it's quite amazing. I don't think so. I think it's gonna go in the great tier, but I think it will go above Registeel. Genesect, same deal. I think it's a cool legendary, but I don't think it's quite amazing tier. We're gonna put Genesect in the great tier, and I think at the bottom of great. So then we have Aegislash and of course Doublade, and I can't think of your name right now to save my life, and I wish I could. Honedge. I knew it started with an H and it was on the tip of my tongue. It's gonna happen when there's over 800 plus Pokemon. It's hard to remember all their names sometimes. So Honedge, especially when you're on the spot. Honedge, I like all three of these really. I really do. I want to put Honedge in the OK. I know it's just a sword, right? We're gonna put you here, I think. Doublade, I'm gonna put you in the same spot, but Aegislash, and it has both the shield and the sword form. I think they might have a different name for that. I don't know. I think they go in the amazing tier, right about here. I think so. I really like Aegislash a lot. Klefki, the Dragon Killer themselves, it's a pair of keys. Was never huge on the design of the Pokemon. It's keys, you know. I get it. There's a magnet up here, right? Sue me. I just don't think it's that great of a design. So Galio, I think, is a really cool legendary. I'm gonna put an amazing tier. I do think so. I like Dialga more than Solgaleo, but I don't think I quite like Solgaleo as much as some of these. I think I'm gonna move Skarmory back up. Yeah, yeah, and we're gonna put I think one more Pokemon in the God tier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. Celesteela, I think, is a cool Pokemon. Of the Ultra Beasts, I'm not a big fan of the Ultra Beast. First off, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them, but of some of them, I do think Celesteela is one of the cooler ones. So I'm gonna put it in the Great tier, I think, at the very bottom. Kartana is another one of the more decent looking ones, but I'm gonna put it in the OK tier, and I'm gonna put it right about here, maybe. Yeah. So then we have now I've said this before. I'm not a fan of these like fusion type Pokemon. Not really. Not a massive fan. So usually I put them in the Garbodor tier, but I can't in all faith because aesthetically it's a cool looking Pokemon. I want to put it in the top of not so okay because I just don't like the idea of it. I mean I feel like it's kind of a lazy thing that they do with a lot of the like the third version of a game or like the sequel to a game like Black 2 White 2. They add like this, oh, you get Kyurem and you can make white and black Kyurem, and it's like you could have just given us a new legendary, right? Like I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, so I always put them near the bottom of the list just out of principle alone. But I can't say it's any worse than these, right? So I'm gonna put it up here, but that's as far as it's gonna go. Magyurna, I'm not super impressed with this Pokemon. The design's fine. There's nothing like terrible about this Pokemon. I'm just gonna put in the not so okay because I don't think it's better than Beldum. I don't think the design is as cool as this Pokemon, so we're just gonna put in the not so okay. This thing's called like Stakataka, I think, something like that. It's something along those lines. We're gonna put him. I do think it looks okay. It's like a brick wall basically. Um, I don't know. We'll put it in the OK tier. We'll put it at the bottom. Yeah, everything still looks good there. Okay, so we have Meltan and Melmetal. Meltan, in a weird way, is kind of cute, right? Like in a weird way, this Lugnut is kind of cute. I don't know what it is, but it kind of is. I'm gonna put it in the OK tier. I'm gonna put it above Stakataka. I'm probably not saying his name right, but below Beldum because I do like Beldum a lot. Melmetal, however, I think is a really cool Pokemon. I'm gonna put it in the great tier, and I'm gonna put it above Ferrothorn, but beneath Alolan Sandslash. We have Galarian Meowth, which I do think looks a little goofy. It took me by surprise in the Pokemon Sword and Shield Let's Play. Because again, I went in blindly, and I remember this thing popping up, and it just blew my mind because what was the first Meowth we saw in that game? Was it the normal Meowth or was it a Alolan Meowth? Either way, we ran into a different Meowth, and all of a sudden we ran into, and this is the first Pokemon in the game that I saw with multiple variants. And also, on top of that, I just kind of assumed that like no Pokemon that got an Alolan form would get a Galarian form as well. So it really just took me by surprise. Not that it has anything to do with my my thought process of what this Pokemon looks like. I think it's definitely not so okay, but I'm gonna put it at the top of it. Do I think this? I can't do that. This Pokemon does look really cool, and I don't hate Galarian Meowth. I just think it looks a little goofy. Now Berserker, however, I really like Berserker. Once it evolves, I think it looks really cool. And I'm just gonna do Berserker now because we're talking about it. I'm gonna put it at the near the top of OK, below Poniard. So now we have another Galarian form. We have Galarian Stunfisk, which I think looks 20 times better than Stunfisk at minimum. But I'm gonna put it in OK. I'm gonna put it below Meltan, but above Stakataka. Corviknight is the final Pokemon that I want in the God tier. I love Corviknight. One of my favorite new Pokemon from Sword and Shield. I do think it might be my favorite bird, like Pokemon, like your early, route bird that you have. You're thinking of Pidgey, you're thinking of Talo, etc. I love it. Now the question is, I want to put its Gigantamax there too, because I do like it. The question is, do I like it more than Skarmory? I think I do. I think I do. Do I like it more than Dialga? I don't. I don't. We have Qfant here, which is a cute little elephant. I'm tempted to move Skarmory back down. I think. I love Skarmory's one of my favorite Pokemon. Period. I hate seeing my God tier list higher, like have more Pokemon than my Amazing tier, but I think we might get a couple more in there. We'll see. We'll see. Qfant I think is okay. Nothing wrong with it. I think it's a cute little elephant. I want to put it above Stunfisk. Copperajah, I think, is a great Pokemon. Same with this Gigantamax. We're going to put it above Ferrothorn. And we'll put the Gigantamax slightly higher than the regular form. Now we have Duraludon. I actually just caught one of these, a shiny one of these. I just caught one of these, like that's a big deal. I just caught a shiny one of these in a Pokemon raid den. I was trying to get the rest of the Gigantamax Pokemon that I didn't have yet, and I was doing something on my phone. I don't remember what I was doing. I was either playing like Dokkan Battle or something. Like I was doing other stuff while I was catching Gigantamax Pokemon and stuff. And at the corner of my eye, I thought I saw the spark, like the glisten of a shiny, and I was like, that's weird. And I looked at it, and it doesn't look much different than the normal one, right? So I had to Google it, and I was like, holy crap, that is a shiny. So I ended up catching it with the Master Ball. So it was pretty cool, very exciting. It has nothing to do with this video, but just thought I'd share. I do think this is a cool Pokemon. I wish it evolved, personally, but I do think it's cool. I want to put it in the Great tier along with the Gigantamax, and we're gonna put it above, well, right about here, I think, and we'll do that. Then we have Zacian and Zamazenta. We're gonna put them in the Amazing tier. I do like these two designs on these Pokemon. They're very cool. I'm curious to know if we'll ever get like a third one, how that's gonna work. Is it gonna have a gun in its mouth? Memes. We're gonna put it above Mega Metagross as well, and I do think I like Zamazenta more than Zacian, so we're gonna do that. So, anyways, guys, that is my Steel Pokemon tier list. Let's quickly kind of go over it and make sure we have everything we want the Pokemon to be in. Every place, are they in the right spot? Do we need to move anybody down? I don't think I want to move Skarmory down. I'm adamant that I want to Skarmory. The only reason why I wanted to move it down was because I was afraid I'd have more Pokemon in the God tier than Amazing, and for some reason it just doesn't sit right with me personally. If the Gigantamax and Mega forms weren't there, granted this list would be a little bit smaller as well. This wouldn't look so large. But in some cases, like I can't put Lucario here, or just Mega Lucario here, and not put the other. They're very similar. I know there's some bits here. Well, I guess they're different enough. You probably could. I guess a better example would be Aggron, right? They're very similar, just very slightly different. The Gigantamax form, I definitely really couldn't separate them. Really, I mean, this just has a little bit of red to it. It has a little cloud over its head. That's pretty much it, right? Like, there's not a big difference there. So I definitely have to keep them together. Mega Metagross, for some reason, I just never liked the way that's like floating and its arms and like legs are. I just never liked that design. I just like this design so much better than the Mega, even though they're basically the same exact Pokemon. I know it's weird to separate those two. It really is, and I know I probably should put Mega Metagross here with it. But hey, it's my list. It's my list. So I think Amazing's good. I think the Gotcha and Amazing tier are fine. I think they're great where they're at. I'm almost tempted to move Mega Mawile up. I almost said Mega Dia, which is why I was stumbling there. And the reason why that is because in one of our Pokemon Nuzlocks, um, which one? It was the first one I did, which I think was Pokemon Sun, right? Or is it Ultra Sun? It might be Ultra Sun. Whichever first Nuzlocke that I did on the channel, because it had that weird thing where like you could catch Mega Pokemon, but then like if you deposit on your PC and you turn off your game or whatever, it would like make them go normal again. But anyways, I associate the name Dia with Mawile because of that. So I was sitting there like Mega Dia. No, that's not right. What's its name? What's his name? Mawile. I'm tempted to move Mawile up one, not just so I have one more in Amazing, just because I really like Mega Mawile. I really do. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take the plunge. We're gonna take the plunge and move it up one. But otherwise, I think this tier looks good. I think everything's in the order that I want it to be in. Okay tier. Yeah, I kind of want to move you down one. Stakataka. Yeah. Well, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Um, then of course we have Necrozma with Solgaleo, Fuse, whatever the hell they call it. Again, not a fan of that kind of design. I think it's kind of lazy for content. That's not content. We have Magurna. We have Meowth, Galarian. I almost want to move you down though, but I do like you leaps and bounds more than I like this Diglett. I think the tier list is fine from here. From this point forward, I think I have everything where I want it. I can spend the next 2 hours debating on if I should rearrange some of these, but I think it is what it is. I think it's fine. I think so. So, guys, I want you guys to let me know what you think of the tier list. Did I put one of your favorite Pokemon in some of the lower tiers? I apologize if I did. Um, what are your thoughts on like the fused Pokemon, like for legendaries and stuff? Do you guys like that? I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. Then again, if they ever release like a Mew 3, although that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a fusion, I would probably be super excited because I love Mewtwo personally. I like Necrozma. I like Solgaleo both. I like them both. I know you fuse them together. I just feel like it's kind of lazy because they've done that so many times now. Is it so many times, or have they only done that twice? You got the Kyurem, and then you have Necrozma. Is that it? That they've done the fusions for? It's lazy. I don't like it. Even though they've only done it twice, I think. I can't think of another instance of it. I just don't like it. I don't like that as content. I'd rather just have brand new legendary Pokemon personally. Anyways, just let me know what you guys think about that. What you think about my list? If you guys want to share your list with me, of course you can. You can tweet me or something on Twitter at Mark Daniels, or is it MavMarkD is my Twitter handle, I think. But you guys can find me. It's easy to find me on Twitter. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm the Mark Daniels, being here for peace and one love. Bang!